Hey, folks. Welcome to our year in review part one for Brothers and Booze. We're going to have a couple guests today. We're going to have some beer as usual, and we're going to do some review. But, it's going to be kind of, let's recap a little bit of what we did. We're going to do a part two of this as well. Um, so, we're here. How are you, my man, Greg?
Kind of sick, so we're gonna do something different today.
Okay, that's
Uh,
fine. So, you want me to start the ball rolling?
yeah, because I'm gonna take a slow. It's gonna be a slow night for me.
That's
I think.
totally fine, my man.
I think. I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see.
Hey, the night is young. So
Right.
I'm going to start with the latest one I have, which is a Gosa, Kaiser Gose.
First of all, the name is amazing.
Yes. Collaboration between Two Roads out of Connecticut and Evil Twin. So this one is interesting because it says it's an ale brewed with Icelandic moss, herbs, kelp, and sea salt. So there's going to be, I'm going to guess, quite a bit of salt to it.
Kelp.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
It's like seaweed, but it comes up from the floor and it's attached to the seafloor. Really long.
So, so it's gonna be fishy.
I'm going to say salty is what I'm going to guess. Yeah, it's really crisp and light. You can see. Um, I don't know. It smells a little bit like the ocean, a bit, just a tiny bit. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's give it a taste because I'm not really exactly sure how to describe the smell.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
Salty. Holy moly. That is the saltiest ghost I've ever had. It's good. It's just like all the things they're saying, like what you're gonna have. I
hmm
definitely all the
hmm
salt flavors. Um,
hmm
yeah, I get the more organic smell of like the kelp and the moss and stuff, and it's in the smell, not in the taste. You don't have like that really earthy or like oceanic taste, not fishy. It's
hmm
very crisp but very salty. So
Wow. Well, that's interesting.
I would say this would be super refreshing lawnmower beer.
Okay.
Yeah, like when it's really hot and you just want something to really hit the spot. I think this is definitely good. Tiny, not not sour is the wrong word, but like that kind of tartness at the end is good. Yeah, I
hmm
definitely recommend it because it's definitely different.
Is this
And
one you
just
can have more than one of?
on a hot day, yeah,
Oh.
but not now. I'd have more than one just because it's winter, and this is definitely more of a summer beer. Like I said, it's good, but it's just something when it's cold, it'd be like, okay, well, I can have something a little more warmer, like a stout or a porter or something like that. And I think that would be much better served when it's hot. Like not the beer itself, but like when it's hot outside. Man, it's hot. Woo, baby.
Right. Right.
That would not taste good. But
Right.
I am a big fan of Evil Twin. Um, and Two Roads we get a lot of here because out of Connecticut. Most of their stuff is they do a ton of gosas.
hmm
So like all different kinds. I've seen, your raspberry plum gosas, raspberry gosas, like just all kinds of weird stuff they put together. They have a whole like line. Like remember how when Ballast Point was putting out all their sculpins?
hmm
That's how these folks are. The Two Roads are for gosas.
Yeah, and evil. You said evil twin, right? They're from Philly.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
they make some really weird, awesome things.
yeah, they make some weird beers. Is what I was gonna say, and they make some sours too. So
Yep.
those two getting together, yeah, it makes sense. You're gonna get something very interesting out of the output.
Yeah. Well, it's funny as I'm looking at it to see what the ABV, and it's only 5.5, which you don't expect a lot out of a go, so you shouldn't. But at the bottom, it says a natural harmless sediment may appear right at the very bottom of the can.
Nice. Okay.
Like I'm
Okay.
not seeing much in the way of sediment at all. but
no.
no, but that's okay. It's might be closer to the bottom of the can. So. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you want something that's very crisp. But again, it's going to be salty as hell. So just be prepared.
Right. So, warning to everybody who's watching, we're gonna have a guest pop in here soon. Um, we'll leave it. If you're in our group, you would know it, but we're gonna leave him just jump in at some point. But I'm gonna jump on my first one here. I don't have many because I've within the past 24 hours a little bit become sick. So little sneezing and I don't know. There's something going around and everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are getting it's going around. So I'm gonna take an interesting road today. I'm gonna take the fruited sour road.
Ooh,
I don't know if that's going to be.
called sipping pretty.
But yeah. I'll just do one better instead of my hazy can shot here. I'll show everybody what it is. Um, so Odell, out of Colorado, does fantastic, wonderful, beautiful sours. They do a lot of stuff really good. But
But look at the color on that. I wonder if it's going to pour the same as that looks.
This is an interesting one. Yeah, look at the ruby red. Up here it says that it's balanced with a delicate addition of pink Himalayan pink sea salt. So this should be salty too.
Yeah.
So
you're saying a hint. The one that I have was like, here's all your salt lick in a glass.
Yep, if you excuse the dirty glasses that we normally bring to the show.
The color's pretty spot on for what you see on the site.
Yeah. I think that means it's gonna be guava heavy because look at that guava. It looks like it lines up with the guava color.
I know for a fact that my wife and I have elderberry bushes, and when you use those berries are more pinkish hue, like or reddish, like almost ruby red style. Yeah.
Disclaimer: I'm sick, so I don't know. I don't have the normal senses I normally do. I can't even. I mean, I can smell a little, and I can smell a little guava, but I can't really get much more out of that, and that's when I really put my nose in here. So if I don't get anything out of this, it's because I'm sick, probably. So let's just do this.
See what you get.
Guava, salty, not. I don't even think it's remotely as salty as you have.
No,
there is a little bit of a salt. Yeah. There's a little bit of a salt aspect to it. Again, I don't know where my senses are. Hey,
there he is.
What's going on,
Clark?
Yo,
what's up, man? I'm stumbling through a sour here. I just poured it in from Odell here, sipping pretty fruited sour. I don't know. It tastes like a kettle sour. Not too sure. Doesn't say it here, but it's got guava and it's pretty nice, man. I just yeah, isn't it? It looks just like that color that we got there on the website. It was interesting, Matt, because I was talking to you a little bit in pre-production. I was talking to Doug all day about how I've been sick and what is this style of beer. I'm not completely sick or I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? I'm kind of one of those, like, you know what I mean? Like I can feel it coming on and I got some sneezing and stuff. But like, I was like, I'm not going to on a show for this. This isn't like this debilitating. So then it was just the whole day. I was like, what do you drink when you're sick or when you're like, this is a great time. Holidays. You have some places you not have to, but you know what I'm saying? Like you got your son. It's time for you to go see your grandparents. You're sick.
Yep.
You don't want to be like a. So what do you do? Is it a big bourbon night? Is it a fruited sour? What would you do in this situation?
Man, I'm probably going something like light and tart, like a sour. Actually, it's actually kind of like something I brought for the podcast myself.
All right, jump right in.
Jump right in, man. Let's see it.
All right, so this is Yum, YUMB, and this is going to be from Tired Hands. So it's a hoppy saison that they built up like an IPA and then put it in some barrels, and then they cultured it the same way that they do with all of their saisons. So it ended up sitting in fermented oak barrels.
That's gonna be interesting.
But you say it's tardy? What? Oh, because of the oak barrels. Okay, man. Is this a bomber we got here, buddy?
Yeah, it's a little 500 mil.
All right. So, so as Matt pours that, Matt's here on our year-end review because Matt and I did the Philly beer trip this year. We had a fantastic time. Tired Hands was one that was Matt was screaming that I go to. We went to the pop-up that they had there. Look at that beautiful beer.
That looks great.
So they're calling that a saison.
Yeah, so it's got that. It has that like tart crispness that you want out of a saison, like a little farmhouse ale, little saison mix there. You can definitely kind of get some of the oak. You can like you get that kind of like farmhouse smell. I don't know. It's a very unique smell.
We all know it though.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So this was actually a saison that was dry hopped with Moteca and Holler Tu Blanc.
Hmm.
Oh man, Greg, you messed up by not getting some saisons while we were at Tired Hands, man.
Yeah, it's all good. You know why? Coming back this year.
Yeah, dude, I'll bring some up for our New York extravaganza.
Yes, absolutely.
This is fantastic, man.
And when did you get that recently? How often do you visit Tired Hands?
I don't know. Like I'll usually like get down low in stock and have like, maybe like 8 beers left in my fridge, and I'll go down and be like, oh, I'm gonna go drop $200 Tired Hands and get some bottles and get some beer and bring it all back.
It's easy to get to 200 real fast if you go to a good place. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, this bottle's not bad. I think this was only like $10.
But
for the quality, like you can't get that from like going to a Wegmans or going to a fucking distro. Like this is fantastic. Like it's really nice and crisp, and like it has that like tartness. Like it's a weird blend of like farmhouse and saison. Like you can have a saison that's not sour at all, but like this is like a blend. It's great.
That'd
be hard to balance, I would think, but yeah.
So real quick, Matt, when I was on the ground, I came to Philadelphia late April this year, and we did a tour. We did a tour of outside Philly. We did a tour of downtown Philly. It was fantastic. We had a great time. But when I was there was a lot of talk about what was going on with Tired Hands. Weren't they being bought, or wasn't something going on? Has that stabled, or do you know anything about that?
Yeah, so I haven't heard anything about that. They weren't being bought. What was happening was they were being sued by Hill Farmstead. And it was and again, I'm not an expert, like don't quote me on this. Like it's I guess Sean Hill, the guy who owns Hill Farmstead, gave Gene, the owner of Tired Hands, like kind of like setup fund. He was like, hey, here's like $5,000 like to get you started. And Gene was like, okay, here's like half of a stock in the company. And the way that they drew the contract up was at 5 years later, Gene could pay him back and buy the half of the stock back from him. So when it came time 5 years later, Tired Hands is like valued at like a couple $1 million for a brewery. They're nuts. So this half stock, they're like, it's worth way more than the $5,000 that you backed it on. It's like, so it's like kind of disputing that, and like there was some weirdness where like Gene's wife was the one that wrote up the contract and stuff like that. So it got all shitty. Honestly, I just hope they resolved it because I respect both brewers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I hope it's just water under the bridge, because I'd love to see like a Tired Hands Hill Farmstead collab on some saisons, because that would be just.
This is what happens when friends make deals when you're all drunk. I'm sorry, I wasn't there, but this is exactly what it sounds like. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like,
man, let me give you $5,000.
yeah, right. Come on, we'll be there. We'll be. And they just had no idea how big they both would get, or how big. Well, seriously, how big Tired Hands would get is actually what's
Right.
And Tired Hands is just amazing. Getting back to our year in review, that was the one that again that Tired Hands is one of the best ones in the Philly area, right? Let's just, like, I mean, when I mean by best, I mean that's just kind of a universal thing. Everybody has their own taste. We all know that. But speak to that a little bit, Clark, please.
Yeah, Tired Hands just honestly, nationally, they have a stranglehold on the milkshake IPA. Like, you can have a milkshake IPA anywhere, but they aren't Tired Hands level. They're just on a whole nother level with their milkshakes. It's what put them on the map. They were just in I think Paste magazine, and like that's how Paste started the article on them, was like, no one matches their milkshakes in the entire country, let alone the world. Like, the only people that come close to them are Omnipolo, and they're the ones that kind of created it with them.
Yeah.
So like, but they were talking about how like there's so much hype for those milkshakes that people pass by stuff like this.
Yeah, right.
Dude, and they're missing incredible beer. Like, dude, half the time I won't even go for like the hype cans. Like, I'll get milkshakes, but like I don't go anymore and buy, try to get a whole case of 24 or 4-pack milkshakes anymore. I'll go get one to try them, see what the new flavor is that they got going, because I know what it is. I know what I'm getting into. But like the experimental stuff that they're doing is just out of this fucking world.
Yeah. You have something for Matt?
I have not had any Tired Hands, and I kind of wish that I could get some. I haven't seen any up my way at all. And I'm not that far. I'm 2.5 hours from Philly. So, I mean, do they not distribute outside of PA, or?
So you can get, they do this thing with a local courier service called Dudley Direct, where you can get it if you're in Pennsylvania, but it's through a courier service, so you have to sign for it. Other than that, brewery only.
Huh.
You
know, it's good on that, man.
Man, it's like those are some of the best places ever, and that's how they keep the quality to the level that they do. And that's, in my opinion, again, you can talk to me on, see me in the group, Google me. I don't really care. To me, that's the best way to keep quality, is to keep it small. People want to, everybody wants. I want Tired Hands out here. Doug wants Tired Hands 2.5 hours away, and it's just not going to work. Not going to work, but like that's how they keep it so good, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. So Matt, earlier, the one I had first was actually a collaboration between Two Roads in Connecticut and Evil Twin.
Oh, nice.
Have you seen this one? It's a Kaiser Gose.
No. How was it?
Salty.
Yeah.
Really good, but like it's made
kelp in it, man.
Yeah, it's made with Icelandic moss, herbs, kelp, and sea salt.
Interesting.
And it's really crisp, but it was like just a salt bomb. I said, if summertime, it'd be a great beer. Wintertime, maybe not so much, because it's so crisp and light. But it was good. It just was like, I figured it, because when we were talking, he said, do you think it's going to be like because of the moss and kelp? I'm like, no, I said, it'll be salty. I still wasn't prepared for how salty it was, but it was good.
Huh. Interesting. That's a weird kind of like collaboration of different ingredients there.
Yeah, and I just love the name, the Kaiser Gose. I think that's great.
Well, Evil Twin has great names. That was the one thing I remembered from when Matt and I visited there. We got to Evil Twin before we got to the Fermentary Forum.
No, we went to Evil Genius.
I'm sorry. I'm getting those. Okay.
Evil Genius is really good too, man.
Evil Genius is really good, actually. Thanks, Clark. I'm out here in the days today, so it's all good. Evil Twin is a good, right? Is that who that is? Because they brew. They're technically from Iceland or some bullshit, but they brew here.
Oh yeah, Evil Twin's a ghost brewery.
Right.
They
a-
brew where they can. They go to other people's breweries and brew with them.
And then that's why you get so many collabs.
Yeah.
Because right. Yeah. So Matt, it was an excellent having you on. Real quick, have you gone back to any of the places that we visited in Philly? Little recap. Besides Tired Hands, they don't count because that's your shit.
I mean, nothing in Philly. I've gone back to Tired Hands. I've gone to Imprint. I've been meaning to go up to Funk, but yeah, like I just I don't find myself in Philly a lot, but
Sure.
the outer reaches of Philly, that's where you find some really good beer.
Well, I'm specifically talking. Actually, I'm not even really talking about. I said Philly, but we went to a lot of places kind of near where you live. Whether
Shit!
it's Stable 13 or.
I was at Stickman last night.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So I went up to Stickman
Okay.
yesterday just to have some beers with some friends. My buddy was in town from Colorado, so.
Stickman, and that's the one. That's not the one we went to. That was the one close to your house, right?
So there is a Stickman that's close to my house. That's the one I went to. But the Stickman that you and I went to was out 113, heading towards Westchester.
Well,
Chester Springs.
That's cool. Doug, you got anything else for our
No,
video
man,
game guy here?
by the way-
Want to talk some video games quick? Want to get some video games in here quick, Doug?
Man, I have been
No, I don't got to get some video games in. It's all good. I can save that for another time that we're doing this.
Well, I was going to ask. Whoa, I wasn't asking you, Clark. I was asking Doug. Doug loves.
Hey, man, I've been slacking so bad on the gaming stuff. We've had some stuff going on with my family, and like it's the holidays. I just haven't even had a chance really, other than like my wife and I will play Fortnite because it's a weird bonding thing we do. But but we have fun doing that. We'll here my turn, your turn, but I started playing the new Call of Duty game and I really enjoyed it, and then I just got sidetracked with 8,000 other things. So
I was going to ask Clark about that. Is it worth the download? Is it worth the buy, Clark?
Of the new Call of Duty, I have not played it yet.
Oh,
I've been kind of slacking too. Like we're getting up here. We're starting to gear up for the fourth season of our podcast.
Cheers, man.
So yeah, kind of starting to get ready for that. The next game that's going to be coming out that we're going to be reviewing is Uncharted 3, and then we're probably going to start moving into some other interesting stuff we have.
Cool, man. Cool.
I'm looking forward to hearing you guys talk about the new Xbox console.
Oh boy, yeah, that's going to get talked about. For sure.
Right, exactly. All right, Matt. Thanks for jumping on with us, man.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Great to have you back on for a full hour in the spring sometime. Maybe definitely after New York, maybe before, maybe both.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Why not both?
All right, I'm down for whatever, man.
Oh man,
Yo.
should we just have a full football one? We just talk football and shit.
Yeah, dude.
We do that every day, all day, anyway. So, Matt, thanks for coming on, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, later, guys.
Later.
Happy New Year.
You as well.
So, Doug, do you want to jump on your second one here?
Yeah, believe it or not, I went through that whole Gosa already, and that's a 16-ounce can. So after the initial super saltiness, and you get used to it, so yeah. But yeah,
I finished mine.
that drink,
I don't know.
that drink really smooth.
Clark is right. Like sours work good when you're sick. It doesn't have that beery edge to it like normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to go first? Yeah.
I'll go next. I have a local one that's a Christmas one that I've actually never had. It's from Middle Ages Brewing out of Syracuse. This is a Wizard's Winter Ale. This brewery has is sort of known for their sexual innuendo titles to their beer.
Middle Ages Brewery.
Yeah, out of Syracuse, New York.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
they
we
have
pushed the legends.
they have a wit beer called Swallow Wit. That I kid you not, that's the name of their beer. It's like, yeah. I don't even know what to say to that. Yeah, I was like, it's actually a really good wit beer, though.
Well,
all right. So let's pour this out.
did you swallow it? You are so you did swallow it, so you know.
I did and do whatever. So there's how it pours. Kind of an ambery color, but not very dark. It's actually a little, you can see through it a little. So this one says, welcome winter, joyful tidings. Doesn't really say what's like, doesn't give you like, here's this beer with nutmeg. It doesn't say any of that. Interesting. Or the ABV. So I have no idea what I'm drinking. All right. So it's a winter ale, but like I said, it's definitely not a stout, not a porter. It's really thin, like as far as the color, excuse me, is concerned.
Swallow Wit. Yeah, I see it here.
Pull it up, man. Show the crowd. Okay, so this tastes almost like a copper ale. English strong ale. That makes sense. It kind of tastes, yeah.
Takes us on tap. Just like
Like you're like,
right.
It's not a highly rated beer. It's okay. The one below it where they have Wailing Wench, that one's actually pretty good too.
There we go.
Just trying to think what others I've had of theirs. I've not had their Duke of Winship. I'd love to try that. Their Recess Stout is actually decent. Remember that Dragon Slayer, the Russian Imperial Stout? Remember I had that one bottle and I said it must have been sitting on the shelf way too long? And it was that one, but it wasn't their fault. It was that I had it fresh and it was really good, but that was
a Russian. I mean, all of them don't, but a Russian should age well.
It should, but maybe it's just a bad batch that I had for that one, but yeah.
Barrel aged, fearless.
Ooh, they have cask.
Boxing Day better, yeah.
I'd be interested to try that one with the holiday spices. That's cask ale or cask aged. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, looks like we have a visitor. We have a guest.
Yes.
Can't see him. What's going on, Doc?
The flavor is just a little meh. So I got it because I hadn't had that, and it's a local brewery, so I wanted to give it a try. But
they seem to be hit or miss.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good way of saying it. So yeah, it's almost like a weird bitter taste at the end that I'm not sure what to do with. So
hey, it happens.
Yeah,
you know, some of our favorite music people are hit or miss.
There he is.
But Dennis is not hit or miss.
That's true. What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh yeah.
Where are we coming from? The last time you were at some brewery doing some brewery things.
Yeah. I was looking to set something like that up tonight, but just so short notice after the holidays to some of the breweries, so I decided to just come down to our co-working space where our startup is located. So definitely enjoying it, and I'm ready to have a couple brews.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you open one up? And I just opened one up that was not as impressive as I had hoped. So why don't let loose? Let's see it.
Absolutely. So what I have going on right now, it was similar from the last brewery where I was, where I did it live. So Couch Brewery on the east side of Pittsburgh actually does a blackout stout night. And the last time they did one, I was actually in Boston. So it's a one-day affair. And since I was in Boston, I missed it. So for Christmas, the owner and proprietor, Darren, actually gifted me a 4-pack of the exclusive stouts that they released for that day. So I'm super pumped. Never had these ones before. This one is orange is the new black. It's an orange vanilla stout coming in at
Oh, Greg.
7.1%. Yeah.
Greg is not a fan of the vanilla or the orange.
Oh,
Do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Again, if it was Dragon's Milk, I'd be down because I know they know how to do what they're doing.
yeah.
That one
But
was
this is great. This seems to be a thing now, Doug. These orange.
yeah.
We're going there with the orange. Okay.
Look how thick that pours. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this isn't even on their list.
No, they blew out so quick. So quick.
This ain't even. This is so good. It's not even on your list, y'all. Nice.
They sold out so fast. It was insane. I'm going to switch cameras here real quick.
All right.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
They had that one. They had like a mango habanero
Oh.
atomic clock. Look at that one, Greg.
This one.
Oh man. It is so it gives you a little sweetness to it, but it's mostly like a roasty stout. That's what I get out of it.
Look at that atomic fusion.
Oh, that's so tasty.
Wow.
That sounds interesting. Anyway, sorry. You said it's like
Yeah.
what did you describe it as again? Sorry.
So you get a little sweet from the vanilla, but I don't get a whole lot of orange. You mostly end up just with a well-balanced roasty stout, which I'm such a big fan of, especially this time of year.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Really can't.
Oh, Jesus, I'm drinking this too quick.
Oh no.
What do they have the ABV on that as?
7.1%.
Oh, so that's drinkable though. That's not like like super high gravity.
That might be why I'm drinking it pretty quickly. Oh, well, as per usual, I'll probably just work here in the office till 6 or 7 a.m. Heart and hustle, baby.
All right.
Yeah. Now we're going, Greg.
Well, so this is a question I asked a previous guest, Des. There are times, and I know that there are times for you. I know for sure that you're out and about, you got these events, and you have to drink beer, and you're just not 100%. You're sick. I'm saying I'm like 25, 35, where like I have to sneeze, and I'm just not. It's just not one of those days where you're just like, man, give me a beer.
You're
So
just
then,
not 100%.
right. So then, what do? Like when you go to these events, you're gonna have a beer. So you go on a light level. I mean, you just fucking just go big and get some bourbon. Like where do you fall in all this? This is my first time where I really had to because I'm not that sick that I don't, we don't need to do the show. Come on now.
Right. Yeah. You're not, for you not to do the show, man, you'd have to be in the hospital pretty much.
Right.
Whoa. Oh no. So to answer your question, I've been there. When we did a beer fest at Seven Springs Resort this past summer, I felt great the night before. I was hanging out with a lot of the brewery folks out there, and we were slamming beers. I felt amazing. The next morning when I woke up, where we had to attend the event all day, it just hit me that morning. I was like, how can you feel so good, go to sleep, and wake up and feel like you got hit by a train?
Right.
So me being the nerd that I am, I researched for about an hour straight before I had to get up and shower and get ready. Like, what could I do? Like at a beer fest, I found a study that was done in Japan a few years ago on the microbial properties of hops. So I just went in to double IPAs hardcore for like no joke, like 3 hours straight. And I'm shit you not, it could be a fluke. But at the end of it, I felt great.
Wow. That's great that you turned that around.
So maybe it's just one of those things where, life gives you lemons. I just had juicy IPAs.
Okay, so your answer, our previous guest said sours, and that's what I did. I'm trying the brandy route, but sometimes again, brandy's not going to fit in what you're doing. A lot of breweries, I don't know how it goes in Pennsylvania. A lot of breweries don't have alcohol. So You know what I mean? So then, like again, you gotta like find something. I was thinking about maybe a Hefeweizen, but double IPAs, okay. All
Go
right.
double, triple, slam it with as many hops, and the more IBUs, the better. I mean, worst case scenario, you get drunk and maybe you'll forget that you're sick. I don't know if it works that way or not.
And brandy is, or let's speak to brandy a little bit. Brandy is nothing new to the sickness thing. I guess I think everybody knows about it, right? Like, because I know about it, and I'm not really even people. I guess my grandmother told me, shot of brandy.
They
So
know, man.
brandy
know.
just goes back. I don't know what it is. Do you guys know anything about brandy and sickness, and whether it's just a myth or whether it's true, or what the hell?
I think it makes your problems just go away if you have enough of it.
I was always told it was whiskey, but whiskey, brandy, whatever. Interesting. I see that it's called a barrel aged grappa, and
Yeah.
and that's actually an Italian version of
Okay.
like because it's grape based.
Ah,
I was like, wow, that's cool. I wouldn't have expected that from Wisconsin. So
Damn.
this is really good.
Is that the specific one you're drinking, Greg?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, that sounds fancy.
yeah, Greg. Hey, Greg, you have to drink with your pinky out.
Oh, did I do that?
Used in charred rum barrels?
Doug, this is a distillery that is literally in the same building as my friend's Giant Jones Brewing.
Oh,
Same building. They're great people. This is one of the ladies' favorite spots in town. They make fantastic fucking drinks. It's really, really on point. And they're going to be Old Sugar is going to be releasing their first bourbon soon. They've been in oh, man, crazy day. They've been in business for 7 years, so it's about that time.
Wow.
So
wow, not long to do. You can do bourbons way faster than that.
You can.
yeah.
I guess if you want to do it right.
Yeah, or I don't know what's going on, but I guess they'll start having the blends out and this, that, and the other thing. But no, so it was funny because it was literally 20 minutes before the show came on. I didn't have anything to drink, and I was still like wandering around, like, what am I gonna drink like a zombie? I just went upstairs, and I remember I had ended up buying this for the lady, and she never opened it, so I just it was new, open.
Named it.
Yeah, this is. I got to do the pinky out thing, but this is really, really good. It's smooth, and it's absolutely something I'm down with, even though I'm sick.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm sure if you finish that bottle, you're going to be feeling 100% better, without a doubt.
I don't know. I'm pouring another one, so I don't know about.
Do it, man. Let it fly.
Pour one for the homies.
So I'm gonna do another one just because that last one I'm not gonna drink because it just.
It's that bad. Ooh.
It was hit or miss, and it missed.
It was one of these things that was from a local brewery from Syracuse called Middle Ages. It's kind of really weird and has a weird aftertaste. So I'm just not gonna drink that one.
And I may have missed it. What type of beer was that?
It was a winter ale.
Oh yeah, those are hit or miss just by nature of the style.
Yeah. So, but I will confess I've already had this, but I'm having it again.
Oh.
This is from Bell's, Michigan, to a locomotive in winter. This is part of their Leaves of Grass series, which is all like book based. So like they had one Captain, Oh My Captain was their last version. This is smoked porter. So Greg, this is like
there we go.
Right up
now
your
we're talking. Now we're talking.
Dennis too. Dennis is with us with the
man.
This is with us with the black beers, the stouts.
Oh yeah.
One of those styles I wish I could find more of.
Oh, I'm so jelly right now. So I homebrewed a smoked porter. It's been sitting in secondary for about 6 months. I could have bottled it a long time ago, but I was kind of waiting for this Christmas to see if I was getting a kegerator, and I did. So I get to toss it in a keg because I hate bottling, man. Bottling brews just takes forever.
It stops. You're right. I agree.
So this is
Put this down.
It's got a lot of roastiness on the nose, a little bit of smoke scent.
Let's hunt this one down.
Greg's like, I need to see this.
That is just so good because it's like just a perfect balance of smoke and roast. Like,
oh yeah,
it's really, really, really drinkable. And the roast is and the smoke are mixed, and then at the end, the smoke actually finishes off the palate. So look for their Leaves of Grass series is the actual series.
Oh man.
So it's probably specialty. Well, that's their yeah. It's just that's just called their smoke lager. But I'm wondering if you go to their specialty groups and see if maybe you can find it there.
That's one thing with Bell's. They've made a lot of beers.
There it is. I
Oh.
had Captain of My Captain, which was a black IPA. That was phenomenal.
I love black IPAs.
I did not have the other two.
Black lager there, but Indian Pale Lager,
Yeah,
IPL.
That was excellent, and this is excellent to a locomotive in winter. That was
Huh.
really, really excellent.
I didn't even know that series existed.
Yeah, and it's weird because being in upstate New York, it's not like you think, oh, well, we get a good amount of Bells out here, and it's some people aren't that fortunate, but like a lot of the Bell stuff I really like.
Only in November. Okay.
Man,
All right.
Greg, I'm saving you one of these for when you come in February.
Ah, good.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, porter it'll sit for that long for sure.
It'll age quite nice.
Yeah, that's a really, really superb smoked porter.
So Dennis, what's been going on, man? You're part of this is part of our year in review part 1, and that's why we're having guests on, and you were one of my favorite guests we had this year.
Oh yeah.
What's going on? Give us at least the latest on what have we missed since with First Sip, and how was the retail season, and how all that go for you? You guys should be cranking down a little bit now, right? Or what?
Ah, man, we finally. So, I feel like this is the first time I get to actually sleep in weeks. It's been that busy, which is great, right?
Yes.
So we doubled subscribers in the last 45 days. We doubled everything. So it's cool to see all the work that we put in this past year, all the, SEO, all the partnering with folks like you guys, getting our brand and our name out there actually pay off, man. It's so heartfelt. As far as some new stuff, yeah, man, try to get that email, be sliding in there. We invested more in doing like mobile pop-up shows and live videos. So we have what we need to, do IGTV live, Facebook live, video content simultaneously at breweries to help differentiate ourselves and help capture that brewery story a lot better. Outside of that, recently we did just do a big veteran beer collaboration last month, which was really cool. I pulled together local veteran-owned breweries, Couch Brewery being one of them, and the other being Burgers Brewing, phenomenal restaurant brewery, really good stuff there.
Yeah, they were at Fresh Fest. Love them.
Yes. Such great people. Because I went into a VFW about 7-8 months ago, and it was a dark, dingy cave. And the most craftiest thing they had on tap was a Yingling, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm happy they had that because I was able to drink something, but so then we went ahead, pulled those breweries together. We made a beer for vets by vets and got it into multiple VFWs. And we're looking to make that a yearly thing, benefiting a veteran charity, all kinds of stuff. So we're starting to see that that is where we fit. The brew boxes themselves, you got to have one. I had to pull it out there. They are the vehicle. They're the platform that help us spread our message. But we're starting to realize putting together these collaborations is what we're really good at. So we're establishing ourselves more as more of a marketing platform. So that's what we learned, man. Things are going great.
Yeah. Has there been new gear, or like, I know you said you do like food-based things sometimes, like, whatever, cheese or whatever. Has there been new things you've been adding to the repertoire?
Yes. So we've worked with a company that does craft beer infused shampoos. We've partnered with companies that specifically have made like seasoning collaborations with us for nuts, pretzels, that kind of stuff. So that's been a lot of fun. I think those are pretty much the biggest things. We found a new local company to do soaps. So we're pulling more into some local businesses. And that's why when you tag the First Sip Heart and Hustle group, it's super cool because there's like 130 businesses from, the tri-state area, some, California, Texas, but mostly around Pennsylvania. And I help them grow their business by learning our mistakes, like what we did. Don't make the same mistakes, that kind of stuff. But I try to use, folks in that group first before other companies, showing that synergy. And one of the ladies in that group, she actually runs her own local soap company. She makes it out of beer and just things like that. We've been finding more and more local people, which is super cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I think it's pretty great that you guys are able to. The local part is obviously something we're always pretty. You always drink local and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Craft.
Absolutely.
And just being able to collaborate with different local companies as well and incorporate things for veterans is just superb.
Right. That's one of our pillars. That's who we are. We're a veteran-owned company, and it was important for us to be able to give back as well. So we have a couple really big collaborations coming up. There's still a matter of national security, but once we're able to shoot out our press release, you guys are going to be the first ones to know for sure.
So you're not only a veteran-owned business, you're a Black-owned business, and
Yep.
you're a female-owned business. And we check off all those boxes. So, yeah, support.
Heck yeah, for sure.
Send love to the wife too, man, for sure. Obviously, as I found out, not only at Fresh Fest and afterwards, she's a huge part, if not, sorry, Dennis, the biggest part.
She is.
What you guys do, and I learned this just by working with you, and then to see it. It doesn't take long for her to be there, and
Right.
that kind of that's inspiring to someone who's been with a lady for 20 years. I'm not married, but I should be, and Doug
No,
knows.
as long as you guys are happy, man, that's all that matters.
Well, but you know what I mean as far as
Yeah.
seeing that collaboration and being able to do that, obviously on a personal level with a marriage, but then also on the business level and be able to keep that cool. It's just great.
Absolutely.
Right.
Without her, she's the one, she's still working full time. She has the health insurance. Without her, I would have died of like the bubonic plague that died out in like the 1400s Europe. Who knows what would have happened.
Right.
She is a
And
huge
she's not
part.
exaggerating. I met her.
Wow.
Not exaggerating.
Yeah.
What you
She's
got?
a wonderful.
No, I was going to ask, do you have another beer there, Dennis? Or you just got the one, or are you going to just do double?
Oh, I don't play, baby.
Stick with that. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's it, man.
Greg, you're still on the brandy end, right? Greg, you're still doing the brandy end there. Right?
Oh, I did my second shot and I
Ooh.
shut her down.
Damn.
Man,
You feeling a little better?
It's really smooth. I don't know. I can do another one too.
I did bring a bonus.
Why not, right? Right. I'm just gonna when this show's over, I'm gonna rip this thing down and jump in that bed that's like two feet.
And just pass out. Well, that's convenient because I expected you to just pass out right there.
Today it needs to be, man. Today it needs to be. So what you got, Dennis?
I got one more, and I have to confess, this is I brought it in as a bonus one just in case we ran a little bit long, but since that one from Middle Ages really didn't pan out, so sorry, Middle Ages. I do like a lot of your other stuff. That was just not. So I picked up. This is actually one I usually get every year. Harpoon Winter Warmer.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Pretty classic one. Excuse me. So
I know nothing about Harpoon. Do you ever see any of that, Dennis?
Yeah. So when we coincidentally, whenever I missed this release, we were up in Boston, and Harpoon was one of the breweries that we visited. Really, really nice place. It's like one of the more micros of the breweries out there, but we definitely get some of their stuff here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pour it in my North Brewery glass. This, Dennis, if I can ever get you some of this stuff from here, they make just some super creative beer, just like things I wouldn't think to mix.
Damn.
But they also have a Cthulhu glass, so they gave me one. And I was supposed to put that out.
You can't beat that.
Like I said, this one I usually have one or two every Christmas time, and I just really like it because it's one of the few Christmas ales that I really dig. Because it's really hard to try to, like with the spices with cinnamon and nutmeg, which is what they promote, to get it to where it's not like cinnamon and nutmeg. It's not like that. but it's
Some
got
of them are really overpowered for sure.
but it's got the nice amber color, which I really enjoy.
Pulling it up. Let's see the deets.
The one thing about this is you have the cinnamon nutmeg, and it's really well balanced with the ale, and it's just super drinkable. It's, as the kids say, crushable. So yes.
Oh man.
Unlike
As
the
the,
website,
as the
which is
kids.
fucking sorry, your
What is up
website
with
is a
weird-
fucking mess.
What's up?
Yeah, I wish their website was a little bit more well balanced, like
What the
their
fuck is
beer.
this?
I don't
No, I'm
even-
not even.
What is all the weird shit in the middle?
You know
Oh
why
my
I don't feel,
God.
this is why I don't feel bad, because Dennis started this whole thing by saying they're kind of a big craft one.
They are.
Have enough.
They're like a
I'm not picking
macro.
on mom and
micro
pop.
group,
I'm not picking on someone who's like doesn't have a social media person.
Right.
No, this is a fucking mess. This is going
That is insane.
There it is, the winter warmer. You just pass it on the left. Go up. a
Yo,
little.
This is
that
a
website
mess.
reminds me of my personality. It's just everywhere.
It's a
If you
mess.
go, Greg, if you go up a little
Man.
bit, it's on the left.
Okay, where is it?
Up on the left a little bit. Another one.
Somehow Doug can
No,
see
no,
through
there.
all of that camouflage.
Um,
See if you can figure out how to get to that. Nope.
what the-
Here's a blue square.
Kidding? This is like a 1989 rendition of Super Nintendo. Like,
You know what? If the best thing is if you would have opened a page and it had like a MIDI file playing in the background.
yeah, that would be cool.
God damn it! Where's that noise? Stop that!
Oh, the files are in the computer.
Dennis, you wouldn't have sold, Dennis, you wouldn't have sold one box if this was your website. Like,
I wouldn't know. I'd be
Come on.
slinging boxes, man, in like the trunk of my car with my new mixtape. This is insane.
well, we'll get out of there.
So anyway, this is very, very, very drinkable because the
Okay,
cinnamon
okay.
nutmeg are muted, but it's enough that you get it, but it's not like just pounding you in the face. And I really like this one. I like this one every year, and every year it's the same. They don't deviate. It's not like it's one of the few that you get that you go, I know what I'm getting every year when I get this.
Good. And that's why you get it.
Yep.
Right? You don't want surprises. You know what you like.
I do like surprises, but for that one, it's just I know that I'm going to drink a couple of those and I'm going to be happy with it, and
Good.
then I'll be good for the year.
That's, that sounds like Greg with like 3 or 4 of those brandies. He's happy
Yeah.
with that.
Pretty soon it'll be just be the bottle.
But Doug, did you do? I'm not going to go back to the Chris Silly website, but did you do the Dunkin' Donuts beer that they had?
I did not. I did not. One, I am not a fan of Dunkin' Donuts coffee
Neither am I.
at all. I think it's always,
It's horrible.
but most of the time it tastes burnt.
It's
I
not
don't
coffee.
Yeah,
It's just terrible.
for all our Bostonian friends, you can yell all you want. You're
Barkley, terrible.
Whose
Right.
idea was this? This was terrible. It was your idea.
Right.
Oh, now it's not so terrible.
So Dennis, what was your second one? Did we get to that?
Oh, he did.
Yeah. So I was waiting, now I'll go ahead and crack it open. But again, same brewery, Couch Brewery, east
Oh.
side of Pittsburgh. It's 880 yards espresso stout.
Mm.
So now I'm expecting some legit roast, just what I
Yeah.
like.
Right.
It's definitely going to be a good one for
Yeah.
me to drink this and then work all night. So I'm definitely
Yeah.
excited about that. The drinking part, not the working all night, but it has to be done.
I couldn't do it. Not
Oh,
tonight.
I love it, man.
Look how
Well, I work tonight, but not. This isn't. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
dark that pours. That's really nice looking.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
What the hell? Why not?
Oh damn! Straight espresso on the nose. I just did a shot through my nose, which I guess some people will call cocaine. Oh, that smells
Oh,
good.
Greg.
Why not? What the hell?
Hey, man, this is going to help you sleep. Keep that in mind.
Right.
Ooh. It's
Uh-oh.
a velvety smooth mouthfeel.
Mm.
Oh, it tastes like a cold, thick, robust shot of espresso. That's
Mm.
exactly what this embodies, which I could definitely imagine myself waking up and drinking this with breakfast because, well, why not? Life is hard and then you die.
Right. Or drinking it now so you can stay up.
Hell yeah.
Right.
So
I have like
so
my
Scott,
little energy drink too.
what is the like the ABV on that?
Same thing, 7.1. Now I'm wondering if all of their brews they made at 7.1% because 2 out of the 4 that I had were 7.1. The other 2 were like 7th and 8th beers for the day. So I don't remember what they were, but they were tasty. They had a maple, they had a maple pecan that they did, which was beautiful. And then they also did a banana stout, which I honestly can't remember ever having another banana stout, and it was awesome. It was super tasty,
Now
not too sweet.
because bananas are probably my favorite fruit. Like my favorite dessert is banana pudding. Like I just a banana stout. I'm like, oh, that sounds heavenly.
You're just thinking about it. It was like, and I'm sorry, Couch, if you're watching this. Not sorry if you're watching this, but I'm sorry that I'm probably going to butcher the name of this beer. But I'm pretty sure it was like Man in a Yellow Jacket Banana Stout. Like it was just an insane name, but that's who they are, man.
I don't think they care that you're talking about them.
No, yeah, that's true.
Well, man, Dennis, has been great, man. Great talking to you.
Yeah.
Great getting a quick
Absolutely.
update.
You didn't
Like,
even comment on my shirt.
Ooh, man. Look
Jaguars.
at
we're not trying to talk football here, are we?
that. He said that's not this episode.
Oh. Because Dennis and I can't even get into the Cleveland Browns of Pittsburgh. That's just a hot mess.
That's
Let's not
true.
even get
That is a whole other ball game.
the helmet swinging and the races and
Oh, the helmet swinging. I mean, that was kind of silly though. How do you
Oh
get
my
hit in the head
goodness.
with your
Oh,
helmet?
But remember though, Dennis, man, as you know, the Browns have been shitty forever, and everybody's been like, where's the rivalry? Where's the rivalry? Well, here's the rivalry. How about that? We're back to it. No matter what, wherever side you fall on, the rivalry is back because we got helmets.
It was just it was sad. Like, how does it got his own helmet got taken? I can't even imagine being a grown man, someone taking my hat and hitting me with it. Like, that is so disrespectful.
Like,
Right.
somebody, like taking a glove and being like,
Dude, it's like an open hand slap from another man. Like,
well, the funny thing is like with Jarrett, he got suspended and he should have. But like Rudolph was like running his mouth. I'm like, dude, maybe don't do that. Like you're both idiots for doing that. So
and he like I get it,
I
he's
think
on the
that's-
Steelers, but he looks soft. He's a soft looking human, Rudolph. He's just a soft looking man. Like, you're not
Miles is
Ben.
and Miles is
well, now you have Duck Hodges, so you're all set.
Yeah, well, we'll see next year.
what do you mean next year? You got to finish this year.
I know, I know.
You guys can get to
I
the
know.
playoffs. Get out of here, man. Look at that. I tell you, see, this is why I hate Steeler fans.
No, I love them. I still root for them.
We were cool.
It was a roller coaster this year, man. A freaking roller. So much stuff that shouldn't have happened, you know.
But Dennis, no matter what, though, man, Pittsburgh is the best city, in my opinion, for Fresh Fest. It's the perfect place for it.
Absolutely.
Fantastic destination. It's not during football season, so I don't have to deal with that shit. Well, but like, it was preseason, right? Yeah, it was preseason.
Yeah,
There was a game actually that weekend, if you remember.
I believe
but,
so.
No, man, Pittsburgh.
That was a lot of drinking that day, man. That day was like an etch-a-sketch for me. Other than the friendships that I forged, everything else just got shaken away. Yeah.
So, like I said, next year, Doug is really excited.
I am.
Good.
So, yeah. So, yeah, yeah, Doug.
Greg is all full of words tonight, man. Poor guy. And listen, Dennis, man, it's been awesome having you. We love talking to you and talking about First Sip and
Absolutely.
and just hearing what you have to say about doing things locally, doing things with veterans. Like it's all great. And, it's been an honor to have you on.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Dennis. Have a
We'll
good
see
one.
you guys
Cheers.
next time.
You too. Take care, man.
Take
Happy
care.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
So, Doug, it's been a fun year, man. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hopefully take the weekend here to get some trivia going on and figure out how many shows we've done, how many guests we've had. It'll be fun to look back at this year. If we had talked about this, and maybe I can say it now, I don't know. We want to do something on New Year's Eve, so we're gonna figure that out and get the plans going, and then figure out, and we'll announce it in a little bit. Thanks for sticking with me today, Doug. It's been
I'm not kissing you. I'm not kissing you at midnight though. Just
yeah. We'll do that in New York. It's cool.
Yes.
We got plenty of time for that, man.
Oh,
No,
we
but,
do, sir.
but yep. So it's time for us to run, man. So anything you have to wrap up with, though?
No, I'll just say that I had several beers.
Oh, you want to do them? Go right ahead.
I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna go through all of them. I would just say that this one was the best one. That thing just is superbly good. I'll save them for you when you come because you really gotta have it. I think you'd really enjoy it.
Smoke from the beginning to the end.
It's smoke mixed with the porter roastiness, and at the end finishes smoky. So like smokes all through the whole thing.
And then through the nose too, right?
Yeah. Like it's more roasty on the nose. It has a little bit of smoke elements, but it's more roasty on the nose.
And if I see that out here, I'm gonna grab it, and then you can drink that.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, Doug. I'll see you in a couple days.
You got it, man.
Everybody-
Get better.
Happy New Year. Or
New Year.
not yet. Soon.
Yeah, we'll see you in the new year, right?
Something. Cheers.